getting prepared for these upcoming days.
I'm super, thankful and blessed to be in this, position. Obviously, I'm going to miss LSU, but I'm just super excited for the next step.
With a big, solid human blocking for your most valuable guy on offense.
You haven't stopped smiling since you heard your name. What's behind that smile?
Man, just all the hard work.
He's not even in the NFL, but he already dominates like one. Every snap, every block, every highlight tells the same story. Will Campbell makes defenders look like amateurs. One play, he erases a pass rusher so completely that the quarterback could write a novel in the pocket. The next, he flattens a linebacker so violently the crowd chops. Again and again. Opponents don't just lose against him, they look humiliated. He doesn't talk trash. He doesn't celebrate like a showman. He just buries people. And that's why headlines are starting to sound the same. He made everyone look stupid. This is the uncensored truth about college football's most dangerous lineman, Will Campbell. At LSU, offensive linemen aren't just asked to block, they're asked to survive. This is the program that sent giants like Andrew Whitworth and La'el Collins to the NFL. Baton Rouge doesn't hand out starting jobs. They make you fight for them. And yet, when Campbell arrived, he didn't wait his turn. He didn't ease into the rotation. As an 18-year-old true freshman, he walked in and claimed the left tackle spot, the most important position on the line, the bodyguard role. No red shirt, no adjustment period, no excuses. From his first game, it was clear. This wasn't a kid learning to swim in the SEC. This was a young man already built to anchor an NFL offense. The measurables alone tell part of the story. 6'6", 310 pounds, long arms, broad frame, feet that move like a tight end. Physically, he looks like he was carved out of the same mold used for NFL All-Pros. Scouts had been buzzing about him.
I had a nice win on Milton Williams that caught the eye.
Since his high school days in Monroe, Louisiana, where he routinely pancaked defenders so badly the film looked unfair. Recruiting analysts graded him as a 5-star, one of the best linemen in the nation. Coaches whispered that he was different. One finally said the quiet part out loud. He was NFL ready at 18, and as soon as he hit the field in purple and gold, those words didn't sound like exaggeration. They sounded like prophecy. But Campbell isn't just a mountain of a man. The real story is the contrast, the duality. Off the field, he's calm, almost understated, a quiet leader, a teammate who doesn't chase the spotlight but earns respect in the weight room and in the locker room. He's the kind of player who lets his work talk for him. But flip the switch, strap on the helmet, and that calm turns into violence. Every snap becomes a controlled explosion. He doesn't just block defenders. He drives them into the ground, holds them there, and makes them regret lining up across from him. His aggression is pure, but it's disciplined. No cheap shots, no penalties, just relentless, merciless finishing. As one analyst said with a hint of awe, he doesn't just block you, he erases you. That erasing act has played out on the biggest stage possible, the SEC. This conference isn't just tough. It's the closest thing to the NFL without the paycheck. Every Saturday, Campbell faces pass rushers who will be drafted in the first 2 rounds. Edge freaks with 4.5 speed, bull rushers with 34-inch arms, hybrid defenders who live to embarrass offensive tackles. And yet Campbell has stood like a wall. Pro Football Focus grades show him near the top of the nation in pass protection. Week after week, he keeps his quarterback clean. Entire stretches go by without a single sack surrendered. Defenses scheme to expose his youth, to bait him into mistakes, but their plans melt as soon as the ball is snapped. By the second half, you can see it in the eyes of the pass rushers. They're exhausted, frustrated, broken. They've thrown everything at him, and he's answered it all. The tape reveals the secret. His footwork is astonishing for his size. He never crosses up on the arc, sliding and mirroring like a man 50 pounds lighter. His first step is quick, decisive, and always balanced. His hands? Independent weapons. He'll stab with one to halt momentum, then clamp with the other to take control. Against speed rushers, he sets wide and snaps back inside if they counter. Against power rushers, he drops anchor, sinks his hips, and holds the ground like bedrock. Rarely does he look off balance. Rarely does he give up control. It's not just brute strength. It's calculated precision. And the run game? That's where his nastiness shines. In power schemes, he caves in the front, turning defensive ends into bystanders before climbing to flatten linebackers. In zone schemes, he moves laterally, like a much smaller man, reaching defenders and staying square so the running back has options. Pull him into space, and he's a missile with a target, except his impact is measured in bodies hitting the turf. And through it all, he never stops finishing. If you're on his tracks, you're going down. Period. But dominance isn't the only reason Campbell is special. It's his presence, his leadership, his ability to steady the storm. Watch him on the sideline. When a guard misses an assignment, Campbell isn't pointing fingers. He's pointing to the tablet, diagnosing the look, fixing it for the next drive. When tempers flare, he's the one pulling teammates away from fights, keeping the penalty flag out of the equation. That maturity is rare at his age, and it's why coaches trust him as more than just a player. At 19, he's already a cornerstone. And here's what makes his story even more compelling. Adversity struck early. In his first year, Campbell faced a sudden medical scare, something serious enough to pull him off the field. For many players, that kind of disruption would have derailed momentum, but not Campbell. He returned sharper, stronger, and more determined. That resilience told everyone what kind of competitor he is. This wasn't just a freakishly talented kid. This was a fighter, a leader, a foundation piece. So what does the future look like? The NFL is watching closely, and the projection is clear. First-round pick. Left tackles with his combination of size, athleticism, technique, and mentality are rare. More importantly, he's versatile. Drop him into a power run scheme and he'll bulldoze. Put him in a wide zone system and he'll glide into space. You don't need to build around him. He fits what you're already running. The comps are heavy, but they're fair. Tristan Wirfs, Andrew Thomas, young linemen who entered the league and immediately transformed their franchises. Scouts talk about Campbell the same way. One put it bluntly, he'll be an anchor for a decade. And there's something else. Teams don't just draft production, they draft culture. When Campbell walks into a room, he doesn't bring ego or theatrics. He brings discipline, film study, work ethic, standards. And those standards spread. That's why LSU has leaned on him so heavily. And that's why an NFL franchise will someday hand him the keys to their blind side and not look back.
It's almost like a boxing match.
Whenever you get off that bus, it's time to go get in a fight, and you got to be able to take a punch, and you better be ready to give one.
So here's the uncensored truth. Will Campbell isn't just bigger, stronger, or meaner than everyone else. He's precise, he's calm, he's relentless, and he's terrifying in his consistency. Because when chaos erupts, when it's third and long, the stadium is deafening, and the best athlete on the other team is sprinting at him. Campbell's heartbeat doesn't change, he doesn't panic, he doesn't fold, he trusts his technique, his strength, and his preparation. And more often than not, that defender ends up flat on his back, staring at the sky, wondering what just hit him. That calm under fire, that's the rarest trait of all. That's what makes him dangerous now, and unstoppable later. Will Campbell is already making some of the best defenders in college football look stupid. And soon, he'll be doing the same to the NFL's elite. So let's ask the only question that matters. If you were a general manager, would you risk passing on him? Or would you take him in the top 10 and never worry about your quarterback's blind side again? Drop your answer in the comments. And stay tuned, because on this channel, we don't just cover the stars. We uncover the monsters before they hit Sundays. Will Campbell is one of them, the most dangerous lineman in college football. And soon, the man who will change the way NFL defenses sleep at night.